Amen. Why does this always have to happen to me? Why is it that some ungodly person, prophet-wise, some godly person is trying to do his best to live for God? Why is it? Why is it? Why is it some ungodly person always rise above and the other that is ungodly live in poverty? Why is this? Life sometimes just is not fair. Why is it that some crucial or critical individual receive a promotion on a job and I don't have it? Sometimes it passes me up. Why is this? Why am I always overlooked? Life just is not fair. Life just does not seem to be fair. Amen. Why is it? Why is it? Why is it? Why is it? Why is it that sometimes life abuses the Christian, but yet the unbeliever sometimes seems to escape through life without any problems? It looks like it. It looks like he's not having any problem, but you don't know that. You have to put on his shoes or her shoes in order to understand. But God always has an ultimate plan for his believer. Why is it that the best kid on the block gets killed in a freak accident? Why does this rebellious kid, this one that's on drugs and alcohol, and the one that's become disrespectful, sometimes it seems like life just not seems fair. It just doesn't seem fair. Well, I'm not sure that Joseph, I do sometimes feel that Joseph must have felt the same way about life, that life doesn't seem fair from time to time throughout his lengthy ordeal. After all, his brothers had mocked him because of what God had revealed to him. His brothers mocked him. Notice that his brothers mocked him, and he became a victim of hatred, anger, jealousy, bitterness, and injustice. Joseph had become an outcast to his brothers. What had happened in the text? We have to realize we have to take a step back in the text. We remember now Joseph was his daddy's favorite. And Joseph hadn't learned anything from the lesson of being favored and showing favoritism toward one or another. We have to be careful now when we're rearing our children that we don't pick one over the other and make him our favorite. We have to realize that we have to treat them all equally, all the same. We have to realize in this walk of life, all of them have to be treated the same way, given the same amount of love, given the same amount of care. We have to give them the same amount of protection, because God expects us to treat everyone equally. And so here, his father had made him a coat of many colors. He had put it on him and made him to be a special child. But his brothers hated that, because he got all of the attention. He got all of the special attention. And they began to plot against Joseph. Notice now here, not only did they hate him, not only did they treat him with injustice, but they sold him into Egypt and cast him into prison. He was falsely accused by Potiphar's wife, and he was cast into prison a second time. The first time he was cast into a pit. The second time he was cast into prison by Potiphar's wife. And he was forgotten by those who should have remembered him. Pharaoh's butler and baker. Life sometimes seems unfair. But I want to let you know here, but through it all, Joseph maintained a right and good spirit and a good attitude. All that he had went through, he kept a good spirit. In other words, he stayed happy. He stayed joyful. And he stayed alive. And yes, we have to realize that through it all, we can't take on a mad and and sad and pity attitude. We can't take on a pity party. We have to learn that we have to stay prayed up as well as praised up. We have to learn that when things begin to bear us down, we have to learn how to go to God in prayer. Yes, there's nothing wrong with having a little talk with Jesus, because he's the one who's able to work it out. Yes, he's able to work it out. Let us ask ourselves, how do we handle life when it doesn't seem fair? Do we grumble and gripe about everything and to everybody we meet? Do we complain? Do we become a person that throws childish fits and we go into a childish rage? Do we make people miserable all around us? Do we become jealous about others, about what others have and what others may be going through, or where God may have placed them in life? Do we do that? Do we become someone that feels like nobody cares, not even God? Sometimes we even blame God for certain situations that's going on in our life. But I stopped by to tell you that it's not God at whom we should be blaming. Sometimes we need to take a good look at ourselves. Because God has brought us from a mighty, mighty long way. Well, when I think about it, I think about a little story